Back on Get Up on this crazy busy day. Let's play fill in the blank. D. Wood, we had a lot of moves this weekend. Chris Jones re-signing with the Chiefs means what?
Repeat his own, Greeny. I mean, to me, this is the second best player on the Chiefs. We saw the impact that he made on this team late in the year and in the postseason. He's that important. So listen, getting him re-signed was a priority for the Chiefs. I'm not betting against the Chiefs anymore, I can tell you that.
Earned every penny of that deal. Dan Orlovsky, Jerry Jeudy was traded to the Browns this weekend. That means what?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson is put on notice to go be worth that contract. Jerry Jeudy is a good player, especially when he gets soft coverage. But you're talking about a Browns team that we all know has a loaded defense. Hopefully Nick Chubb comes back and is healthy, coach of the year, and Kevin Stefanski. And now you got Amari Cooper, you got Elijah Moore, you got David Njoku. Like I said, Nick Chubb potentially coming back healthy. And now the addition of Jerry Jeudy, this defense that is very good is now matched with a potent offense. Deshaun's going to have to go be just as good as he ever was in Houston.
And then one more move, and we've touched on it this morning. Mike T, Mac Jones traded to the Jaguars for a 6th-round pick. That means what?
Greeny, that the Patriots, to me, are locked into a quarterback number 3. They must really like both Jaden Daniels and Drake May, because you don't want to start off the new era of Gerard Mayo with uncertainty at the quarterback position. They're sitting there at 3. I think it's very unlikely at this point they would trade out of that position. I think they take whatever quarterback is there.
Lest any of you missed that over the weekend, again, Mac Jones being traded for a 6th-round pick. It took me a little bit by surprise. What reaction have you been hearing from around the league to that move?
I don't think people were surprised because everybody knew that the Patriots had Mac Jones out there as someone they were trying to trade. I disagree with Mike T's point, even though I understand what he's saying about, I don't think this definitely signals they're going quarterback at 3. I think they were done with Mac, and they're going to start over with something else, right? Be it a draft pick at 3, be it moving back and maybe taking a quarterback later in the round, and then also bringing in a veteran. I think they're going to start the Gerard Mayo era with some uncertainty at the quarterback position, and I don't think they have a choice in the matter. Even if they do draft one of those guys at 3, there's going to be uncertainty. But I still think a lot of options are open to the Patriots.
Yeah, and I mean, that as we continue looking for a place that the Bears might be able to trade Justin Fields,
absolutely,
that continues to be a place that might make some sense. Just a place that does not have an obvious starting quarterback on their roster right this minute. And look, we just showed you 5 teams took quarterbacks in the first round 3 years ago. By the end of this offseason, 4 of them won't be on their team anymore. So, yeah, 6 teams are going to take quarterbacks this year in the first 2 rounds. I don't even think it's a guess. It is a certainty, right, Mike T?
100%.
6 quarterbacks will go in the first 2 rounds,
maybe sooner.
for sure, maybe even more, and maybe 5 of them, or even all 6 of them, wind up in round 1. So that's a lot of spots that get taken up in a lot of different places. Dan, as you saw this news, again, Mac to the Jaguars, 6th-round pick. What was your reaction?
And everyone wonders why they say the draft is a crapshoot. You want a 101 of how to ruin a young, promising quarterback? Look at what has happened with Mac Jones in his career in New England. We could point the finger at Mac Jones all we want, have at it, people. This is the walking example of how to ruin a guy that was a young, promising player. You give him god-awful coaching and then support him with absolutely very little help around him. And then you see the fall off a cliff. So for everyone that says, well, drafting a quarterback is a crapshoot, that's because you draft the quarterbacks and then you put them in situations where they have very little chance to realistically have consistent success at the hardest position in all of sports. 1, they had to do it. He lost the locker room, obviously had lost the organization. 2, you could draft a quarterback at 3, New England, if you want to. Don't play him because your roster is not even remotely close to being capable of supporting a rookie quarterback.
D. Wood looks. What does that look?
I've been saying that. Like, first of all, I wasn't even for them drafting a quarterback at 3 because I felt like the infrastructure couldn't support a rookie quarterback. But if you do draft a quarterback at 3, you damn well better have a veteran quarterback. And I wouldn't dare put a rookie quarterback out there in New England. That's the quickest way to really set whoever that guy is back in his career.
I believe you'll see the Patriots sign some sort of veteran quarterback here in the next week or so, whether it's like a Jacoby Brissett, a Joe Flacco, a Gardner Minshew type, and I still think they'll look for the younger, longer-term solution.
Really, just to be fair, they have re-signed Hunter Henry and Kendrick Bourne. Now, look, that doesn't make them, an explosive offense, but it's a sign of progress that the cupboard is not going to be totally bare. But to me, it goes back to we've made a decision. We have to draft a quarterback. I think those top three are going to be great quarterbacks. I think J.J. McCarthy as the fourth quarterback also has a chance to be really good. So if I'm New England, I'm not overthinking it. I'm drafting the quarterback. Maybe I add a veteran. I keep Michael Onwenu. Maybe I sign another offensive lineman and then move forward. But to me, like, you want to pair your new head coach with some hope and development at the quarterback position.
I just need to say it. You freaking GMs sometimes, and I love you as
No, go ahead.
Bottom line of it is the way they treat these picks, these assets that are so invaluable. You just used a first-round pick, and in 3 years, the value of what you used got you back a sixth-round pick. The Jets used the second pick in the draft on a player, and in 3 years, they turned that into something they can't give away. Right. They literally can't give it away. So the GMs who treat this, we can't possibly part with a number 3 for Justin Fields, maybe a number 4. Go find people who can actually play. Don't keep selling your owner. Well, look what I might be able to do with this. You know what? Every single time you take someone, it's like the car that you drive off the lot of the dealership. All of a sudden, it loses its value immediately. You guys sell this hope to these owners, but the reality is 3/4 of the time, you are just taking a flyer on people, and most of the time, they don't work out.
Speaking for all GMs,
yes.
Under the doctrine of reciprocity, they may have some grievances with talk show hosts as well.
That's fair enough. As well, they should. But I have the benefit.
Sensitive.
I have the benefit of not having my name on the pick. I mean, my job is to sit here and entertain people. I'm doing that. I didn't take Zach Wilson number 2. And let me ask you another question. If Mac Jones had been drafted number 3 by the San Francisco 49ers, where it seemed to me half that organization wanted him, right? Wasn't that the story? Didn't they want him? Weren't there people there that wanted him?
Yes. I mean, obviously there's a collaborative effort in every front office, but Kyle Shanahan's making the pick.
Okay,
so
I guess we're going to.
He wanted Trey Lance.
All of these quarterbacks were taken in the first half of the first round of the draft. By this time next week, we don't know when Justin Fields will get dealt. By the time their 4th season begins, Trevor Lawrence will be the only one on the team that drafted him.
Trey Lance has the best record.
That's remarkable. Look, Trevor Lawrence has won a playoff game.
Yes.
Look, they all came into somewhat questionable situations. There has never been better evidence, and Orlovsky, I'm going to come to you on this, that more young quarterbacks are ruined than developed in the NFL than that list of people. Trevor Lawrence somehow overcame the catastrophe that was Urban Meyer in year 1 and took a team to a playoffs, and we'll see. Zach Wilson was placed in a terrible situation in New York. Maybe he didn't make the best of it, but it was just terrible. Mac Jones looked like he was exactly what we thought he was going to be, right? He was high floor, maybe limited ceiling, looked good as a rookie, made the playoffs, and then Bill Belichick, for reasons known only to him, decided to give him a defensive coach and a special teams coach as his offensive coaches, and maybe his career never recovers from that. 2 years later, he's getting traded for a 6th-round pick. The Trey Lance situation is weird. The Justin Fields situation is what it is. I mean, Dan, people will say, oh, look how awful that quarterback draft was. The teams had a lot more to do with that than the players themselves did.
Yeah, in many ways, it makes what Joe Burrow has accomplished. It makes what C.J. Stroud and what he did accomplished. Credit to them. It's more even more impressive what they've done and how their teams kind of helped them. Okay, so a couple stuff on Justin Fields, Greeny. Number 1, it'll be fascinating to see if Kirk Cousins doesn't go to Atlanta. What does Atlanta do then? I still think Justin is in play then for potentially Atlanta, okay? The second thing is this, in relation to what Woody said, when he said there's no starting gig out there. I'm shocked that